My goal is always to get it done in 5 minutes, but it doesn't work. If you were in class, you know that it would take longer than that. So this is how it's going to work. In this one, we are working on the cylinder and finding out the volume. Volume shows the area. What did they call it over here? It's the three-dimensional space occupied. Shows the space taken up by the three-dimensional object. And you find this one by saying V equals, and again, I learned it in a different order. I have pi r squared h in my head. V equals, I'm going to insert my pi, special characters, search for pi. Pi r squared h, and so now that we have this formula, we can use it over here. It's a little bit difficult to read, but I'm sure that we can. So I'm going to copy, Control-C, and paste this over here. And then I'm just going to start substituting in what I know. Again, the radius is half of 15. So as I start putting things in, my radius is 7.5. It equals is 7.5 because it's half of the diameter. And our height is 102. So now I'm just going to substitute some numbers in for where the R is and where the H is. You notice that I replaced my R with 7.5. I replaced my H for height with the appropriate height. Now I'm just simply going to calculate that using my calculator or writing it on a sheet of paper. If you are in class, you know that I prefer you to use a piece of paper to make sure that you are on the right track. My first step was to square 7.5, which means I got 56.25 again. Make sure you've got that answer correct. Now I'm going to multiply this by this. I got the answer 5,737.5, still times pi. So the next step will be to replace pi with 3.14. So I replaced the pi with 3.14, which is an approximation. Next step is to multiply these two numbers. All right, I have multiplied these two numbers, and I got the volume equals 18,015.75 centimeters cubed. So that is the answer to this one. Again, it's just step by step. You substitute numbers in, which you've been doing for a little while. So I'm certain that we're confident in this. It's just a matter of not being overwhelmed by that pi. Pi is just 3.14 and a whole bunch of numbers after it. There's actually a button on the computer that you can use and a button on your calculator. So if your number is not exactly, it's just a little bit off, that would be why, because I'm approximating it with 3.14. It's really not 3.14. It's a whole bunch more numbers after that, which makes just a tiny bit of difference.